Alright, let's do this then. Welcome to the Forum Thread Podcast. You can tweet at us at the Forum Thread at any time, or just give us a shout out in the chat down there in the Twitch feed. I'm Wadabra, and here with me tonight I have Chaos Mana.
Is
Lo Zelda, the expert on the kitten penises.
Yay, I'm really glad that that's my designation.
Mr. Wartburg.
Hello.
Ninja Spectre.
Hey, everybody.
And T-Jin Lee.
Summer breeze makes me feel fine.
Summer breeze makes me feel fine.
Makes me feel fine.
Alright,
Blowing
so
through the jasmine in my...
Okay.
I need to tell my joke.
Copyright strike, that was too on point.
Damn it! I need to tell my joke. So, are you guys ready? Are your bodies ready?
It's always best to lead with a joke.
Yes, okay.
Is it a funny joke?
Better hope it lands, or then we're
that
fucked.
is for you to decide. So, let me give you a little bit of background on this. So, I have...
Oh my god, the joke needs background.
No, just on who told me this joke.
Okay.
So, I thought it was funny just because it came from her. So, I have a supervisor who, she's kind of like a biker lesbian, and she tried to make a joke about a reach around, but she didn't know what a reach around was. And so I had to explain to her what it was. And so
God.
she's like, oh, okay, well, since you shared this with me, I'm going to tell you this joke. And then she asked me, what's the difference between jam and jelly? Do you know the answer?
I don't think I want to know the answer.
I really hope it's not a pun joke.
Like,
It's gonna be.
okay, so the difference between jam and jelly is I cannot jelly my dick down your throat.
Oh, no.
Alright.
Boo.
I
don't completely
thought that
hate
was
it.
Amazing. I thought that was amazing.
God.
Okay, then Ken told me
I
another
cannot
joke.
jelly... What is it? my
I
dick
cannot
down your
jelly
throat?
my dick down your throat. No, because you can jam your dick down your throat.
Right.
So,
Yeah, get it.
Well,
get
you
it,
could.
get it.
I mean,
I mean, you could lube it up.
you
You
could.
could. Okay, I have another one. Let's try this one. So Ken sent me this one. It's like, how do you know how you're like my pinky toe?
Something about being completely useless. That's what I'm going for.
It's like, nope. It's like, I would bang you all over my furniture.
Okay, I'll give him that one.
So that one was better. That one was better.
That one was better.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I'll let him know.
I don't like anything would have been better. A Holocaust joke would have been better, but you know.
I don't know. I really like that first one. You can't jelly your dick down my throat. Anyway,
Jesus.
let's
liked it.
let's move
Hey,
away from
I liked it.
the bad jokes here. I'll let Ken know that second one was pretty good.
It landed.
Mm-hmm.
It landed.
That's all that matters. Excuse me. This beer
Didn't
is
land
a
very
little
well,
too-
but it landed.
So you guys want to hear about my camping trip?
I would love to hear about your camping trip. Please tell us about your camping trip.
Were there bears?
Did you set the tent on?
There,
Set the tent
let
on
me
fire?
tell the story, and there were bears.
Did you feed them marshmallows?
I fought one off with my bare hands. It was funny. So me
Bare hands.
and Ginger went on a little camping trip this weekend for Memorial Day weekend. This is the first time we ever did it. Our friends do it a lot, so they have
Was the
their
first
place,
time you
they
guys
have their
did it? You
setup.
did it on a camping trip?
They
9 months later,
obviously
we're
haven't
expecting
been
a
banging
surprise.
all over the furniture.
Of course, all over the tent though. So this is our first time doing this specific trip with our friends who have been doing it a lot.
Wait, so
Okay, so
All
it's
over
a
the
regular
campground.
trip for them, and
So
then you're just kind of
is it-
moving in on it?
Yes.
Is it
So
camping, like
we're not.
with-
Holly's really good at camping. I'm not good at camping.
Wait, T-Jin,
So she
which
Yes.
version of camping is it? Dark was asking.
Yeah, is it like real camping?
tent
Is it
camping.
like at a camping ground, or did you guys go out into the woods and have to rake
There
out your own
is a
spot?
there is a camping ground, but our spot was all the way in the back and hidden amongst the trees. It felt legit enough.
Okay, so
So-
it was legit enough, but it wasn't legit
Yeah.
camping.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not like we were on top of a fucking mountain, isolated from everything possible.
Hey, that's the best type of camping.
I didn't have to poop in a bucket this time.
No, you don't poop in a
This time?
bucket. You poop in the hole in the ground. That's what you do.
Well, remember the story that I told you about the how I didn't poop for 5 days when I went to Colorado?
Oh,
I
yeah,
do
I
vaguely remember that now that you
It
mention
still
it.
makes me
I didn't-
shudder
I
thinking
didn't-
about it.
I didn't have to go through that this time.
Oh, I'm so happy for you that you didn't have to hold your poop
Yeah,
for
I
5
didn't.
days.
I didn't have to hold it.
I'm going to let that
5 days.
I'm going to let that story
It's
go.
like, did you
so.
just have to, I don't understand how that happened. Did you not eat for 5 days? Because, like, otherwise...
No,
it'll just-
I ate steak, pasta, veggies, everything. Everything. It was a fantastic trip, and I just refused to
Your
poop in a
poor
bucket.
intestines. Like, seriously.
I'm great. I'm the model of efficiency.
You're the modern.
That's what that means.
Okay, so anyway, back to this camping trip.
So anyway, so we go up and we have everything. We borrowed a tent from Holly's parents, and we realized when we get there, it's like, oh shit, we don't have pillows. Oh fuck. Oh well, I guess we'll live. And then we start sitting with the tent, and we're like, oh shit, we don't have like pads to sleep on.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
we have a tarp and just our sleeping bags. So the first night sucked.
That's all you need. You
Because-
just need sleeping bags. That's proper camping.
Yeah, but it was just, again, this is like my second time ever camping. So like I'm like sleeping on the hard ground. It's 40 degrees out. And
poor thing.
It was fun, but it cold. So, and I'm also like very drunk. So like that helped a lot.
You gotta cuddle inside the sleeping bag. That's how you deal with that.
No, it wasn't big enough.
That's what
You're
she
not
said.
trying hard enough.
Yes, she did say that. That's a different story entirely, though. So that night I was like freezing. Like I didn't bring extra socks too because I'm an idiot. So, and then the second day we went on an 8-mile trip. So my back is like killing me at this this point. So like my feet hurt, my back hurts, and then we go like climbing for 8 miles. That was actually awesome, and I won the race. By the way, I was the first one done. So.
Congratulations.
So, and I didn't have hiking shoes, so I wore like my Chuck Taylors, which is what you normally want to wear on a hiking trip when you're climbing rocks and running through waterfalls. I did great. So I got back to the camp, and I felt more at home on the hike than I did back at the campgrounds because I know I'm gonna have to go back to sleep in that fucking tent. So I had to get really drunk again to make sure this worked. And that night was colder. So that night, I like grabbed everything I could, and like all my clothes. That was my pillow, and then I stole blankets from other people. No, they were really nice, and they supplied us with some extra blankets. It was really nice, and the second night was a lot more comfortable. So, camping's fun, but we're gonna be a lot more prepared next time.
I've told you
That's
about the pussies that I went camping with the one time that they brought carpet and stuff and put inside their tent. That's so
glamped, right?
lame.
Glamour camping.
So
Yeah.
they just kind of moved their house location a little
Yeah,
bit.
and they had an air up mattress too. So they had carpet and an air up mattress that they slept on. Like,
What sissies?
yeah, like that's not camping. You can't do that. I mean, they did it.
Wait,
Why would
okay.
you put
Everyone
in
else,
carpet?
I
Tents
camped
are
with
small.
brought like mattresses and or sleeping pads or
Well,
something like
that's
that.
not
Like, that's what
cheating,
you're
though.
supposed to
That's
do.
cheating.
That's not cheating. That's like
That's taking
being
care
civilized. Yeah.
No. What's being civilized is not going fucking camping in the first place. We spent centuries perfecting the indoors so we
It's-
wouldn't have to sleep outside.
I agree. I agree.
of your back. Last time I went camping was college, and everyone else was getting stoned. So
See, when I go camping, I like to simulate a safe survival situation. You know, where you have to where you wind up going canoeing, and then you have to if you can, you go fishing or something, and if the fish are safe to eat from the river, do that. If not, then you just pretend and eat whatever food you brought.
You
But-
pretend you just set
Then you
the
just eat
fish
the
out,
worms.
but don't actually eat
Yeah,
it.
and then you go out into the woods and you collect the firewood that you're gonna burn from the fallen trees and stuff. So you make it a whole big like a big adventure, and you make
That's what
sure
you
that
do.
you're out in the middle of nowhere so that away from civilization. So if something bad happens to you, no one can hear you scream. So you have that
You're
little bit
fucked.
of suspense, nothing better go wrong, otherwise I'll be in trouble. It's way more exciting.
Were you a Boy Scout?
No, I didn't like the Boy Scouts. They were too organized.
So the bears. So I have to tell you about the
You
bears.
fought one off with your bare hands. Yeah, you told us.
I have to talk about how people got eaten on this trip. So the bears came, it was through that first night. So obviously I'm miserable and I can't sleep. So I'm the only one awake. So at one point, I pee against a tree and I'm looking around and I see these little eyes. I'm like, holy shit, it's bears. And at first, that was actually a puma. And that actually didn't attack us. So that puma ran away. But the bears came later.
Are you
so,
sure it wasn't a warthog?
No, the warthogs, even though they are migrating in this direction on the East Coast, like within 10 years, we're gonna be covered in warthogs. Swear to God. But
That was a
Please tell me
Rooster
so.
Teeth
the
got
bears.
joke.
So the bears, like,
Okay, thank you.
nobody thinks the bears are gonna come. Like, yeah, I'm like, my first thing is like, we need to put our food up in the trees. 'cause the bears
Tegan's
are
running
gonna
around the
especially the
campground
bears'
shouting, "The
wives.
bears
What
are
you're saying
coming."
is we need someone to be Paul Revere and be like, the bears are coming, the bears are
that's
coming.
what-
The bears are
That's what I'm
coming.
saying.
Yeah, the bears are the British in this. They seemed a little English, if you ask me. But the bears came. They tried to steal our food. I'll wrap it up. Like, I fought bears, and one or two people may have gotten eaten, and I may have saved the camping trip. Just saying.
Wait, how did you save the camping trip if two of your camping buddies?
He saved it for everybody else.
He's
that
the
was
one that
there.
turned them into food.
I saved the food, so everybody else could eat.
Okay, so are we? You gonna have like a what do you call it? A woodsy funeral for the dearly departed?
No,
Aw.
not a savage. But anyway, I'll never be cold again because now I have a bearskin when I go camping.
Good job. You know, it only happens if you have pictures to prove it.
I do. They're on roosterteeth.com.
I don't remember seeing any of those
Neither
pictures.
do I. I was just
Yeah,
thinking.
same here.
Hold on a second.
I'm
Talk
be-
amongst yourselves.
I'm being investigated.
He's
Speaking
gonna
of
go
the
whip.
site-
He's gonna whip one up in Photoshop.
Yeah, that's
now.
what I was gonna say.
That's why I'm looking right now before you can even do it.
If suddenly a picture shows up in your feed in the next like minute or so, then you know what happened.
Tejan, I think you're lying.
I think he's
to
a
us.
dirty little liar.
Well,
He's a little liar.
Listen,
totally
I've
is.
never lied in my entire life.
Yep. He's not only a liar, he is
A thief.
a habitual liar.
Not saying
on,
anything.
Anyway,
Tom.
yeah, speaking of the site,
it's
you
there, I
noticed that
promise.
the top posts have been the same for like 10 days.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the site because they're like pretending to upgrade it or something.
So they did a while ago, and what's his face? Adam had posted like a journal thing saying that they were doing this. They were migrating some stuff around, and it broke some of the connections. So yeah.
Also, I saw that your emoticon is actually Lori on the
Yeah,
website.
that was pretty great.
I believe I've just provided proof. So
Oh, you
why
believe
not
you
click?
did?
Okay.
Where at?
Yeah,
Okay.
the site is
Are there
broken in all
any
kinds of
subjects?
weird places.
Fuck.
That's pretty funny.
That's a good one.
That is pretty great.
Actually made that 5 years ago.
It says a year ago it was posted.
Yeah.
time traveling.
So
You know.
the whole bear story was a joke. Sorry to tell you guys, but there were no
No,
bears
You
Now I'm
mean it was
disappointed.
made up this whole time? I was so
This whole time.
invested.
this whole
I'm
time.
gonna go into the other corner and cry.
The
for a
warthogs.
minute.
The warthog thing is real though.
Yeah, was I the only one?
That's
that
my
got
contribution.
the
What do you
warthog-
guys got?
The warthog joke.
I got
Might have been
it.
the
I
other
just was wondering if Tejan was just going to continue on like he got it, or if he didn't get it at all.
No, what's the warthog joke?
No, you said you saw a puma, and so I
Yeah.
made the red versus blue joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I actually had a rebuttal for that
yeah,
because
but that ruined
it's true.
the joke.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
you ruined
but
her
aren't
joke.
you scared for the warthogs now?
When I introduce you next time, I'm going to introduce you as Tejan Lee, the joke ruiner.
Yeah, if I'm going to be the echidna penis expert, he's got to be the joke ruiner, all right?
In another group of friends, I am called the ruiner. So that would be fairly consistent with my life.
Oh, good. Consistency is
You
good.
sound so depressed, like instantly, just like
I don't like the nickname, honestly.
Well, maybe you should quit ruining stuff for other people, and it'll go away.
Let's be
you
honest,
somehow, if you manage to earn the same nickname in multiple groups of friends, it is not your friend's fault. You are the common denominator at that point.
I got a problem. I know.
T-
I ruin jokes. I guess.
Tejan, is the person who gave you the ruiner nickname? Is that your wife? Is that who it is?
I don't have any wives.
what,
Sorry,
wives,
say.
multiple.
And if that's the case, then never mind. Nope, not going there.
No, honestly, it's the disappointing look that my cat gives me whenever I come home. It's like
His second group of friends consists of his cat and his dog.
It's pretty much it. And you guys,
And Steven!
Steve.
Sorry, I've had the theme song to Steven Universe stuck in my head most of the day.
I need to watch that show.
I
It's
still have no idea.
fucking amazing.
I have no idea what you
I've
just
watched
said.
I've watched every single episode of it, and a couple of them I've watched more than once, and I have loved every minute of it. It's
when did you start
a
watching
newish
this?
cartoon on Cartoon Network.
Oh, okay. That's probably why I haven't watched it.
It was created by Rebecca Sugar, I think that's her name. She was one of the storyboard artists on Adventure Time. She was the one responsible for the story, the story based episodes between Ice King and Marceline.
Still have no idea what you're talking about. I've never seen Adventure Time, so.
Yeah, you're
I
missing
tried
out.
to watch Adventure Time. I spend most of it just going, the fuck is going on?
Yeah, so
Okay, you're doing the exact same the rest of us did.
yeah, so Adventure Time.
Nobody has any idea what the fuck is going on in that show.
Yeah, Adventure
It's
Time
still
doesn't
good.
really make a lot of sense until you've watched a lot of episodes, and then you realize it has its own internal like history and things like that, and it makes sense inside of itself. But then they have a lot of filler episodes that just kind of wander off and do their own thing.
Yeah, the great thing is that each episode is its own silhouette, but there's like kind of these lingering things that you can. There's like
It's
a
a
mystery
slowly
in the back of it.
overarching story if you actually watched it all at once.
Yeah. So whereas Adventure Time is like that, Steven Universe is much more story driven. I would say the first 10 to 20 episodes. The episodes are only 11 minutes each, so there's 2 episodes per block that they show. So the first 10 to 20 episodes are kind of they're not like Adventure Time. They're really just setting up the world, but the episodes seem a little bit more self-contained and like they're not really going in any particular direction. But what they're doing is just kind of like setting up the characters, letting you get to know them before the actual storyline kicks in. And from there, it actually becomes very story-driven, but the story is mostly focused around the main characters. So it's very character-driven, and you really get to know the kid Steven, from his point of view. He's just now coming of age, and you're being introduced into this world of the 3 aliens that he lives with. They're the Crystal Gems. They're all these like they look like females, but I think technically they're genderless, kind of like the
Yeah, I was
Asari
about to say that.
Yeah, and they all have like magical powers in the gems. Like each one is named after the mineral that they're composed of. So one's garnet, one's amethyst, and one's pearl. And
Is that how you pronounce that?
pronounce what?
Amethyst.
Amethyst?
Amethyst. You telling me that now, but I'm gonna read it tomorrow and be like, I still can't remember how. to
How do you
pronounce that.
try? How would you have tried to pronounce that?
Amethyst or amethyst? Or
Yeah, it's
something
got
like
that
I
TH
just
in
would
there
have
that
gotten it
looks
wrong.
like it should be but yeah.
Jen, I'm still confused.
Yeah, so it's,
Yeah, I
it
don't
explains
know.
itself. What I'm saying is the show explains itself. So it takes place from the kid's point of view, and he's coming into he himself is actually half alien. His mother had to give up her physical form to give birth to him, but he does have a human father, and that's kind
What the
of
hell is this show?
I have no idea what's going on.
Every time you start talking like, but no,
It just
wait,
gets
like you
worse.
explain like how it fixes it, and like you start explaining it. No, like you start explaining it in a way that it's like this is how it's okay, and then you go off the deep end again. It's like no, the show really explains itself, and he's actually half alien. Like no, go back to the part where it explains itself, and it all makes sense.
It'd be like if I tried to.
It's
It
a
does.
kid that lives with 3 female stranger aliens, and they all have superpowers.
This sounds like Tenchi
And there's a great
Muyo.
story behind
Yeah,
it.
so think of it kind of like this. So if we put it in the Mass Effect universe, you'd have a little kid who is like with 3 Asari who have their powers, and they're badasses, and they defend the world from evil. And the kid is actually like half Asari, but doesn't really realize it until he starts developing powers of his own, and then they're going to teach him how to use his powers. So he's kind of discovering their world and all the secrets that they harbor to try and all
I'm
this
just
time
gonna
they're trying to
say
keep
the
them safe.
half Asari thing.
Impossible.
I know it's impossible. I'm just saying.
Asari only have Asari. Come on.
Yes, I know.
It's the closest example you
Using
could
that as
think
an
of.
example. So
Like,
it's
yeah.
kind of like
I
that.
get that. I get that example, but what I just heard you describe is a cartoon version of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
No.
That's exactly what it sounded like. Oh yeah, there's all this stuff going on. And he doesn't know he's half. If you just switch the word witch out for alien, you just said the exact same fucking thing. Doesn't know that that he's half a witch, and now he's got to discover that whole witch world and learn how to use his power. It's the same goddamn thing.
Here's where it's different. He shoots his powers out of his belly button.
What?
Sabrina the Teenage Witch says spells.
And he also
Okay.
has healing spit.
All right,
Jordan,
this
I'm out.
sounds like a really fucked up show.
I'm hitting the abort
it is.
button on this one.
So it is kind of genuinely fucked up in its own way, but at the same time, it also has really interesting but subtle commentary on like a lot of different things. Like it touches on like themes of family and what really make up a family, and how important it is to be supportive of your children, even if you don't have a typical family. And it also has some interesting concepts on like gender identity. They have an episode where they actually he accidentally fuses with his best friend
What?
Connie and turns into another like a half and half person, but it's neither male nor female, and he like experiences an entire day as a hybrid. And like apparently when I watched it, I'm like, I'm not really sure what they're trying to do with this, but it seems like they're really touching on the issue of gender identity, but in a very like kid-friendly sort
Is
of way.
that
And it just kinda
kid-friendly?
blew my mind. Yeah, it's very kid-friendly, and it's done in a very innocent sort of way. Like one of the characters like sees this happen because the Gems can fuse together like Voltron to create bigger versions of themselves. So this is what they do. They just didn't
Jesus
think he could do it
fucking
with a
Christ.
person, and so like the conversation went like this. Like one of them looks at him and is like, "Look, she's really excited. She's like, look, the two of you are no longer two people. You are now an experience. Go out and have fun." And that's kind of where she leaves it. And I thought that was a very interesting and very mature way to handle something like that, because it could have very easily gone wrong, gone really creepy, or just, it was weird. Granted, it is weird, but it could have gone wrong in so many ways. But I think it was very tastefully done, and it actually is one of the fans' favorite episodes, because it's just so interesting.
Okay.
Have you guys ever taken a beer bottle and put the bottom on your forehead and create it like a horn? So you call it a beer horn, and it's just really cool, and it makes your head feel great.
Nope.
Especially when you're really hot. It feels
It
super
seems like
good
something
right
you would do when you're drunk.
now. Who said I wasn't?
I certainly hope so after that bear story.
Yeah. Speaking of champions doing physical stuff, I don't think I talked to Jen about this, but I was actually kind of wanting my story to be.
Did you do your run?
Yeah, I did my marathon, even
Nice.
despite doing.
Did you win?
No. My
That's all I want to hear about.
Wait.
You're the first or last.
You don't really win marathons, though, do you?
no. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. You
Yeah.
come in first.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're the first
you ain't
one
first
to
or
finish.
last.
There is a first place. There's a first
That's
place
how you
prize.
win.
Oh.
They give you a gold medal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes they give you money.
Marathons, I think, are more about winning against yourself and the idea
it's about
that
first
you have for
place.
yourself.
Bingo.
For that. 'Cause, I mean,
It's about beating the Kenyans.
yeah, I'm like, when you've got a marathon that's literally thousands of people, it's like if you look at it as winning or not winning, it's like if you have 16, even 1,600 people in a race, one guy's gonna win. You can't have 1,500.
How great is it going to feel when you beat 1,600 people in a race?
That's true. Like if you're
the point?
lucky and fit enough to be in the front for the rest of the race, then it does still feel
It
quite
ain't about
gratifying.
luck. It's about hitting the guy's kneecaps from the
great,
side.
You're healthy and super great, but you're in second place.
Yeah,
that's
and
still not
because a
winning.
lot of people will not be treating it as a race; they'll just be treating it as a normal marathon. But then there's that select 100 people out of the entire thousands of people that will also be treating it as a race, just like you.
I think you just pulled these
We
stats
call
out of your
winners.
ass.
So, anyways, Jordan, let's talk about your personal success actually doing this.
Yeah. Well, for people who don't know, I'm not sure if I told you guys, but I did a journal about it before, and actually a few days before the race, I was actually admitted to the hospital for kidney stones.
I've never had one, but I'm told it's terrible.
It's awful. Like, it was one of the worst, pain moments I've ever had in my entire life. But for some miraculous reason, my body decided to kind of purge it already.
I'm
by the
sure
time
that
I got
was fun.
Were you able to pee them out, or did they break up on their own?
I think they broke up on their own. Like, I didn't
That's
see.
good.
Yeah, I didn't see anything came out because they gave me a whole filter and everything. But
Usually, sometimes they can do an injection and breaks it up.
yeah, they don't usually do injections now. They do ultrasound.
I'm thinking of something else then.
Yeah, because they take an ultrasound thing and then they use that to break it up. But no, it broke up on its own, and I didn't think I was going to be able to race until my doctor told me the day before the race. He's like, "Yeah, totally, you can do it. Just make sure you're hydrated." Which I ended up doing it. So
That's awesome.
I was going to be like only doing mini marathon, and then I was like, you know what? And then as soon as I got to the halfway point when they split off, because like the mini marathon goes one way and then the marathon goes another, and then they kind of come back to the same point.
Wait, you did the full 26 miles?
Yeah,
Oh, Jesus
Holy
fucking
shit.
Christ.
yeah. I didn't back down from the challenge, and it went well for like the first say 8 miles. No, it was more. It was 10 miles, and then I hit Iroquois Park, which people who live in Louisville know it's infamous for being terrible with runners, because literally it's nothing but an incline, like about 10 degree incline for like a good mile or so. Not mile. It's a good like 3 miles.
Wow.
Right, it's constant incline. So, yeah, as soon as I got done with that, my body was like just almost done, but I managed to limp my way back to this finish line. So I did it in around 6 hours and 10 minutes, I think.
Nice. Good job, dude. That is not something I could even ever think about doing.
I think the biggest problem I have with that is that whenever I run more than like 20 minutes, I get so fucking bored.
I know, that's why I don't do it.
Yeah,
I can't.
it's amazing how
Like,
much.
it's like-
it's amazing. Actually,
Yeah, this
how,
hurts a little bit, but I'm so fucking bored.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
it's
when I go running, I always run around the lake next to my house, and so I have no choice but to finish once I start. So even though when I'm halfway through and I'm like, I'm so ready to be done doing this, like I'm thinking about, I'm going to go home, I'm going to play some video games or something like that, but I have no choice but to finish running.
Right.
you give
can't
up,
run.
sit down, have
Because-
Ken come pick you up.
Yeah, I can't do it because it's like a
Literally,
non-paved
because he's on the run
trail.
too.
So like, I've got no choice. Yeah, if I'm on treadmill though, I don't have that luxury. Like I need to be like, if I'm on a treadmill though, I'll watch TV or something so I can distract myself.
Yeah,
It's just like not even in any way the real like owns up to just running a real 2 miles versus running 2 miles on a treadmill. I mean, if that's the best you can do, that's the best you can do. But like, it's so different.
I usually do
Yeah,
about
it really is.
5, I think.
but running on the treadmill, I agree with you guys. It's completely boring. I can't do it anymore. I used to be able to, but no, now I do it and I just put on headphones, like listen to a podcast, or like I did this race, I literally just put it on low volume and then just kind of had white noise, and I just literally just focus ahead of me the entire time. So it helps to have like kind of like that white noise to keep you focused.
That's awesome. Well done.
Thank you. And I ended up with a actually I thought I tore ligament after that, like in the arch of my foot, but it ended up being like a strained tendon in my arch. So make sure you properly train, people.
Amen.
But yeah, I would like to thank Noobs or Brandon Newberger, because he's actually the one who kind of inspired me to run it this time around, because he ran the Austin Marathon. Was it back in fall? When was it?
I think it was actually like in January or something.
Was it really?
ridiculous like that? Like I think it was like early in the winter. Let me do some fact
January,
checking.
like in Austin, Texas, it's like 40 degrees, right?
No, I was there in January, and I walked everywhere in shorts and a t-shirt.
That's not fair.
That's what I said. The last day I was there, we got up for breakfast, and I didn't have any more like clean shorts, so it's like I put on jeans, but I had to like roll them up, and I was like wearing a tank top, and we walked to breakfast, we walked back around the long way through the neighborhood, and the sun was shining, and I was like, I wasn't even aware the sun came out in the winter. Like I forgot that it actually still exists.
Yeah,
Jim forgot.
I remember.
Jim
the
forgot
first
what
year-
colors looked like.
I remember the first year that I moved to North Carolina and the sun was shining in the wintertime, and I'm like, the sun exists in the wintertime? I thought it disappeared for 6 months out of
It
the
comes down here?
year. This is where it goes to. Yeah, it runs
It's
to
like, I
the
thought
south.
it also went south for winter. Like it went with the birds. It was just like, yeah.
Oh,
The birds
speaking
tow
of
it along.
Texas, what's up with the?
Oh, yeah.
I heard the news like Houston was like underwater or
It's wet.
something, and there were sharks in the street.
Mother Nature
wet.
is like
What?
shitting on them so
What?
bad right now. No, there weren't sharks in the street, but in one of the stadiums, there are somehow like some dolphins like got washed in.
Jesus Christ!
And
Yeah,
then
what
Colin
happened?
Kaepernick compared himself
I
to those storms.
Yeah, there was that too. So yeah, so they are the same way that Mother Nature shit on the Midwest during the winter. It is now shitting on Texas. I think my favorite thing I saw was that They said Mother Nature looked at California and went and said, nope, you fucked up. You don't get any water. Now, where can I put all this? And then, like, glances at Texas. Because, like, what I read was that I think it wasn't Houston. There was some city in that region of Texas that is getting completely dumped on with water that in one evening beat their record rainfall that they had in an entire year by like 2.5 inches. Like their worst year for rain was like 1985, and that was the whole year.
No,
and in
1895. That's what it was.
Was it 18? Oh, I thought it was. I'm dyslexic. I don't know. Whatever year it was, they had the worst rainfall ever, and they beat that in one evening by 2.5 inches.
Wow.
Jesus.
That's a lot.
Like they're just getting annihilated. It is insane.
I heard we can blame China for that.
Probably we can blame China for a lot of stuff. But going back to the last
It's
thing,
all their
Austin
cars
Marathon
on the
was
road, man.
Austin Marathon was February 15th. I was
Okay.
mostly correct when I said it was winterish. So
All right, but yeah, still
Entirely correct.
Yeah, Brandon was the one who kind of inspired me to go and run because I was thinking about doing the mini, and then I saw him run. I was like, okay, I'm going to do the marathon now. So yeah, thank you, Brandon, for inspiring me.
yay, Brandon.
If he's watching this or listening,
Probably not because he's a jerk, Brandon. Brandon,
Yeah,
if you're watching this,
jerk.
call me out. Call me out for calling you a jerk.
revoke his mod status.
This is how we'll know.
He just so happens to accidentally get tagged in a link dump.
No, don't do that. This is our test for noobs. Calling you out, buddy.
What did everybody do for Memorial Day?
I
Besides,
worked.
Okay,
Well, I have a camping story.
yeah, I was about to say. Well, besides,
I heard
Tejan's
this camping story involves a bear.
I'll make the
does.
podcast loop, so after he starts that, it'll just continue back around the conversation.
So I just tell literally the same story.
I wonder how
Nobody
long-
acknowledges that I'm telling the same story.
I wonder how long it would take someone to figure that out.
Ooh, I have a... Oh, wait. After everybody talks about their weekends, I have a story.
Okay. Is it about a bear while you're camping?
It's about penises.
Oh, yay, I'm excited. So... No, we didn't actually do anything on Memorial Day itself. On Saturday, there was like a mini RT Michigan meetup for one of our members' birthdays. He was just like, "Hey, we should do something for my birthday," and then like 20 people showed up. So it was pretty awesome. So we did that. Low Link drove to Chicago and back to go pick up a bunch of Legos. I kid you not. And I
wait.
ordered a bunch of parts for a computer. So
Legos.
let's do my
What
first
kind of
Were they
PC
part of a
build.
kit?
What kind of Legos?
So he collects the Lego minifigures.
Oh.
He's got something like, I think he's got like 300 of them right now or something.
Wow.
Like they're in cases or like crazy. And he's constantly looking out for more stuff like that. And some of the bigger sets that like are really impressive. Like a lot of the ones that he really likes are like the Star Wars ones where you've got the giant Imperial cruiser or, you know, the huge like TIE fighter that's like, you know,
Or the
2
the
feet,
giant
you know,
like
2 feet in
Death
size by the
Star
time you
with
make it.
actual rooms on the inside.
Yeah, exactly. So stuff like that. So there was someone he found on Craigslist, and it's somebody that he's dealt with before and just getting minifigures, who is in the military, and he just got reassigned, so they're about to move, and his wife is pregnant with the third baby, and she's like, these things have to go. So they still have like Legos like for the actual kids, but as far as the collector stuff went, that all had to go. And so the guy wanted to offload all of it all at once, and everybody else was like, oh, well, I'll take this kit and I'll take this kit. And he's like, no, I'm not dealing with parting it out. This is the price to take all of them. And Low Link was like, sure, yeah, I'll do that. So he got up Saturday morning, drove to Chicago, gave the guys some sum of money that I don't even want to know, loaded up 250 pounds of Legos. I'm not exaggerating that number.
Were they together?
250 pounds of Legos.
Does he have to rebuild them?
Oh yeah, everything was sorted out by piece type, so it's like
That's
all
awesome.
the gray pieces are together, and like so like that's how they're separated out.
So is he just gonna, like he's gonna just be?
Hey, you said you didn't want to be on the podcast tonight. You don't get to make faces at me.
Let's be honest. That's what he's doing right now. That's why.
Yeah,
he doesn't
he's
wanna be on
just
podcasts.
in
He's making
his
Legos.
Lego room
Exactly
the
what
entire
he's doing.
time.
And I don't blame
Wait,
him.
does
Pretty
Low
much,
Link
he
yeah.
have
He
a
does
Lego
actually.
room?
Yes, he does.
He has a Lego room? Oh my god,
I'm not
that's
kidding.
amazing.
Yeah, we had when we bought our house, we thought we were gonna have kids. So we bought like a house that was gonna be ready for that, and then we're like, fuck having kids. So like, I have a room that I took over that is gonna be like my actual like that's gonna be where my PC build is gonna hang out, and like where I'm gonna do my streaming and stuff from. So I was like, I get a room for this, so he gets a Lego room. So that what would have been kids' bedrooms now have a streaming setup and Legos in them.
That's so much better. So much
Priorities.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly, and probably just as expensive. But anyways, so he like got in the car,
Legos don't
drove.
wear diapers.
Exactly. So yeah, and then he loaded up 300 pounds of Legos. I think he said it's like 150 different sets. And then came back here, sat down for 30 minutes, and then we got back in the car and went to the RT Michigan thing. So Saturday was insane. And yeah, and then I ordered all my PC parts, which started to show up today, so I'm getting nervous looking at that pile of stuff.
You know, I have been thinking about ordering some new stuff for my computer in the living room. Petunia, she needs an upgrade. She's 3 years old, or almost 4 years old now.
Did you name it after a Harry
name
Potter
your computer?
character?
No, I named her because I was just trying to find an ugly name that I haven't already named my technologies, because I name lots of things. And Petunia was like...
What's your
next to
phone
this.
name?
I have a question. Why did all of you default to Harry Potter with that
And
question?
Petunia.
Okay, one person defaulted, and who's the Petunia character in Harry Potter?
His aunt.
I forget that.
And Petunia.
I also may have read the books each like 3 times as a kid, so...
I mean, I love the fucking books. I just forgot who Petunia was.
Yeah, I never read the books, and I only saw each movie once. So
So was that
wasn't-
just a name that
wasn't
you
part
pulled out of
it at
your
all.
just mind, without any reference?
Yeah, I was just trying to think. I was just trying to think of an ugly name because, like, I named my last car
It's a
Fanny,
beautiful flower.
and like my current car is named Penelope because I think that's an ugly name. So I just try and name my technology and vehicles and stuff like ugly female names. I'm not sure why. I just
I actually like that name.
You're gonna like deeply offend someone at some point. Like, yeah, I named this thing this because I thought it was a really ugly name. And they'll be like, "That's my sister's name."
I'm like, sorry, your
Yeah,
sister has an
named you
ugly
after your
name.
sister.
It's my real name.
Like everyone has their own personal opinion, and I think your name sucks. Sorry.
Like, I get like Petunia is like not like the greatest name, but it's like I actually like Penelope. So like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
You could-
I
You
know
call him
for
Penny.
a fact you like my name. You could never think my name is a
Oh,
terrible
wanna
name.
bet? I could. Just because you and I
He's gonna
share
hate
a
the name out
name
of spite.
doesn't mean I can't not like it.
That's not a great name. It really isn't.
Could be better.
Could be better.
Oh god. I think this is a great time to segue to Tejan. You said you had a story about a penis.
Yeah, so yeah, let's switch from this to penises. Let's do that.
Oh no. So I learned this from work. I probably can't talk about it too much, but learn about this disease. Actually, it's a thing called Peyronie's disease. So it's this thing that affects your penis. If you break your penis at some point or something like that,
Peyronie's disease?
or like sometimes it can be hormonal. But basically, what happens to your penis is that a buildup of like cartilage and pus can form on your penis, and when you have an erection, your penis actually like curves. It's like arthritis for your penis. You know, it's like it's just like your penis can like hang at a 30-degree angle when it's erect, and
Hold on.
like this affects like people during like
I'm
sex
doing
and
an
stuff like
image
that.
search
Why would
right
you do
now,
that?
and I'm
I'm
terrified.
not doing the images. I'm looking
Yeah.
at just the textual information.
It's not Pierogi's disease; it's Peyronie's
It's like
disease.
Yeah,
uh,
Yeah, Peyronie's disease is the development of fibrous scar tissue inside the penis that causes curved, painful
No.
Yep.
erections.
So we're working on like marketing stuff for like a drug for that.
Or just don't break your penis.
Ideal disease.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I
Wait, how did you find
am
out?
gonna be brave
How did you
and
find
go to
out
the
about
symptoms
this?
list.
I work in pharmaceuticals and stuff like that. So like, yeah.
Yeah, I was really curious. I'm like, you started talking about. I'm like, all right, now how is this relevant to your life? Like, where?
I can't say too much on air. I can probably talk to you guys.
No, I get it.
after,
I just didn't understand. I was like, why are you suddenly aware of this? And then you're like, oh, we're doing materials for it. I'm like, okay, got it.
yeah,
So,
this looks terrible. Like the
God, I'm gonna
erections
click on
are
the
like
picture.
going like out, and then it bends straight up. So
Oh!
you wouldn't even be able to have sex with this. It's
No, that's the thing. Like men can try. Like sometimes
Life
it's not
finds a
painful.
way.
Sometimes it is. Like apparently it still operates just fine. It's just very difficult.
Yeah, because it starts and it goes forward like normal, but then it like does a 90-degree bend up, and no.
Didn't you learn anything from Jurassic Park last night? You know, life finds a way.
Life finds a way. I mean, if you got to get it. You got to get your rocks off some way or another. So as long as you're willing to put up with the pain, I guess. Ugh. No,
That reminds me,
So, yeah.
I just want Jeff Goldblum to show up at the end of Jurassic World and be like, I fucking told you guys. End of the movie.
That would be
Chaos
pretty
theory.
awesome.
I told you guys.
Exactly say it like that.
Did you see the picture of him on the set of Independence Day 2?
No, I haven't. I've been trying to not see anything about that movie because either it's going to be really
There hasn't
bad
been much.
or I want to build up my own excitement for it because I love the first
What
movie.
gonna be
studio
awesome.
is making it? That's the real question.
Is it still Paramount?
Whatever studio made the first one,
Didn't they make the first one, or was it Fox?
I guess. I have no
I
idea.
don't.
It was one of those two.
Okay. Well, it's probably just going to be kind of meh then.
It's gonna be cool.
Oh, speaking of Paramount, they have hired a shitload of writers to start building ideas and scripts for the Transformers universe. One of whom is the guy who created The Walking Dead, which is pretty cool.
Robert
We're
Kirkman.
gonna have zombie Transformers. And
Well, he's just a really good writer.
No, yeah, I'd like to.
He's
imagine
gonna kill
that
all the.
Transformers.
the Transformers that had,
Which would be
that
great.
had been like disowned and like forgotten because they were so broken down.
Well, there actually are
already are?
because it's the dark energy from Unicron, who's like the ultimate bad guy in the Transformers universe. His energy can like infect Transformers and basically make them zombies, more or less. But the working code thing for their project is Transformers 1. It's like the name of the project, and it's centered on a Cybertron origin story. Like before they have to leave before the war, it's gonna be like the start of the war, which is gonna be really cool. If that
So
does
they're
what they
taking. So they're taking out the human element, which
pretty
is
much
good.
it's just gone.
Which is good.
Because War for Cybertron
They
was
should
an
have done
amazing
that
fucking
to begin
game,
with.
and if they base it on the storyline of that game, it's gonna be a great movie. Because that game was awesome.
Just keep away from giving Optimus lips.
So it would have taken. It took what? This would be the 5th movie. It took them 5 movies to figure out. Hey, maybe we should make one of these Transformer movies actually
Well,
about the Transformers.
it took
Maybe
Paramount-
we should start at the beginning.
Yeah, it took Paramount watching Transformers 4 and going, yeah, that trilogy? No, it ain't happening, sorry.
Wait, they happening?
It's like, well, they were going to make a trilogy based on Transformers 4, 5, and 6.
They made a shit ton of money internationally with the 4th one.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
see
because of
why.
China. Like, if
Yeah.
it didn't go to China, it probably made like 70% of what it ended up doing.
I think maybe they figured out, if they try and make another trilogy based off of this, that it'll fizzle out by the 2nd movie.
And they also hired like the guys who were writing the first Iron Man, who wrote some of the 2009 Star Trek, and like actually and the guy who's
Roberto
writing
Orci?
the guy who's writing Pacific Rim 2 is helping write Transformers.
So you mean they're actually hiring some talent for this?
Yes, which makes me actually kind of excited
Burn.
You think they
because
would've-
Michael
they
Bay
would've
is
done that
also
to begin
not
with?
going to direct it. Apparently,
Oh, thank God.
he's just going to be the executive producer.
No, that's bad enough.
If they hire a good director, I'm cool with it though.
I'm going to agree because having an executive producer is not going to mean anything. They're just probably going to use his studio. That's probably it.
Probably.
Like, I don't think he'll actually have any power
Yeah.
in decisions.
And considering they already have a bunch of assets and stuff built for the franchise, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, I'll be curious to see what they announce going forward because that's a franchise I'd love for them to fix and get right. Because they were pretty close with the first one, and they just went downhill from there.
You know?
If
Yeah.
they could just go to Beast Wars. that
Oh
would be
my
great.
god,
Just
yes.
go
That was my
That would-
introduction to Transformers.
Kill to see
Yeah,
a
mine
Beast
too.
Wars movie. Like,
I still have my-
Ken,
my
I'm
Optimus
sorry, but
Primal.
they need to make a Beast Wars movie.
you know, your sacrifice. Sorry, I love you. Bye. Okay, that's a little extreme. I have to really think about that. But if it was one of you guys, sorry.
I'm confused.
So am I. I don't.
Thanks.
I heard
dude.
sacrifice, and
Then I immediately went to No Sacrifice, No Victory, and was like, I should shoot myself now. Because that was like
This
the...
podcast has just been full of confusion. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Mr. Fusion's not here.
Yeah.
He was the voice of reason.
Allegedly.
it's confusion.
He's
It's with
supposed to be-
it's confusion.
He's supposed to be
without
posting
it.
drunk tweets right now. And he's not doing it right
Oh,
now.
asshole.
Well, a little disappointing.
he's a liar
He's,
and
he
an asshole.
promised, and
Speaking of assholes, Time Warner Cable
Bought?
just got bought.
Oh, did they?
okay.
Yeah.
No,
how
they're
is that?
no, they're not
how
getting
was that
bought.
a
They're
thing?
What?
they're going to try to buy them.
Well, I think this will happen very much better than the Comcast Time Warner one will.
Yeah, sorry, Jen.
it's
Charter's
still- it's
buying
like-
it.
Okay, I was like, who's
like
buying
Comcast is
what?
saying-
Yeah, Charter bought has put up the money, $56.7 billion, to buy Time Warner, and then another $10 billion to buy Bright House. And there's strong rumors they're also going to buy my ISP, Mediacom, which is like Iowa only, but it's like the only Iowa ISP. And to basically control the Midwest.
Isn't there laws against monopolies
There have
like
been,
that?
but they haven't done anything about it because, like Comcast is and Time Warner are like basically strictly on the coasts. And like kind of the southeast. And that's kind of it. And they've divided up their own districts and stuff to specifically not compete with each other.
Yeah, and they kind of like Bernie touched on this like in the RT podcast. Like they did try to do something about it like a while ago with Bell South and AT&T, or it was called something else. But and then now it's just AT&T because they bought up Bell South again. So
yeah,
come
back
on,
in the
Google
80s, they
Fiber,
split
we need
up.
you now.
Well, yeah, like because Google Fiber is really making a push in the Midwest too. Like a lot of bigger Midwest cities are getting it right now, and I think Charter generally. I have some friends who have it because it's in kind of the like Minnesota, Illinois, Dakotas area, and it's actually a fairly decent ISP, much better than Mediacom has been. So if they buy Mediacom, I'm actually going to be pretty excited.
Jen, don't you have Charter?
I think we do have Charter right now, yes.
Okay, but I know that I think I saw this one coming because I forget what we're called down in Louisville, but it's technically Time Warner, but it was going to be changed into another name. So it's still going to be shitty service, in my opinion. But
Yeah, because Mediacom today, half of Iowa didn't have internet for 7 hours.
What?
Like I woke up like, what the fuck? Well, I don't have any internet. Thank God for 4G. I went to Mediacom's Twitter to find out, like, because I checked, because I have basically my stuff is in a second apartment at my buddy's. Went downstairs to check his to see if he had internet. Neither of us did. So then I get on the Mediacom Twitter. There's nothing about it until 3 in the afternoon. Oh yeah, for most of the day, like, all of northern Iowa hasn't had internet. Sorry, we don't know when it will be fixed. An hour later it got fixed, but it was kind of shitty. So
It was 2 weeks ago. We had a internet blackout that lasted almost, I want to say, it was 5 or 6 hours. Time Warner Cable just, stopped working. No explanation as to why.
No explanation even afterwards?
My cousins like texting me when I was like at work. They're like, the internet's not working. They were
Please
home,
fix
and
it,
I'm like,
Dark.
Okay. What do you want me to do about it? And like, just wait and see if it comes back on. Like, if
if you
you've already
tried turning
reset
it
the router
on
and stuff like
and
that.
turning
Like,
back on again.
yeah, and it did. It came back on. Like, by the time I got home, which was like around 8 o'clock at night, it was back on. But they spent most of the day without internet. At least, wired internet. They had 4G on their phones. But yeah, it was, I'm like, yep, that's shitty.
Yeah.
Thanks, Time Warner.
Our infrastructure on internet is just a pile of shit. It's terrible. Because like one of my buddies works for a local ISP, like a really tiny one in my hometown. And it's like they have the capability to make 70/70 internet just standard for everybody in the town. They don't do it because small towns don't understand how important the internet is, and they also like we could put fiber optics to the rural community. We don't wanna. It's too much work. It's like we could do it and nobody wants to do it. It sucks.
That's like stupidity to the extreme.
Yeah, because like people would buy it like in a heartbeat. Like, he's like, yeah, like all the people in Tyke, $70 a month, give them the best internet we can get, no data caps. You're gonna make a shitload of money. Doesn't matter. Either way, you're making money. And at this point, it's like, just do it. You're still gonna make money, but you're just not gonna make all the money, and that freaks him out.
yeah, what was it that recently? I forgot which one of the companies said this, but it pissed me off beyond belief. But they were talking about how it's good to have, the competition between AT&T and Time Warner, and it's good and they're making an argument against the net neutrality, and
Of course they would.
and they were sitting there and they're like, well, we've made great strides in internet, in the internet infrastructure since we started with the private organizations going at it. Like, no, we really haven't. It's considering that most of the world has better standard internet speeds than us. That's really shitty, considering that we're the ones who created the internet.
Yeah, they're going to try and make themselves sound good, but yeah, anyone that has any sort of education about the internet with the rest of the world, they're going to know that, yeah, ours is actually kind of subpar. It's really sad.
Well, it's like, and the only major breakthrough we've really made in terms of how we do it is fiber optics. and that took like 30 years to get to.
And it took Google to bring it out.
To make it cheap anyway. And like it's just
Well, and they're doing it at a great loss to themselves too.
oh yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be weird. But I will say though, the Senate did block that like workaround that the House tried to do to get around the net neutrality stuff. The Senate
Good.
did block it, and it is now back to the House. They have one more shot to like try. If they get rid of it twice in the same cycle or whatever, it goes to like a committee, which because of the right people, if they're on that committee, can basically just kill it till the next cycle, which is going to be in the elections of this fall, so it'll be 2 more years. So.
Wait, the election this fall? You mean?
Well, yeah, there's House Representatives elections every 2 years.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, no, not this year. It would be next year.
Oh yeah, next year. Sorry, because this is there are a couple.
It's gubernatorial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't be wishing the year away. Damn it! It's only just
I'm
like halfway
bored.
through now.
I have not done anything for 3 weeks. I'm bored. And my mind is not all here. That's my
Well,
excuse.
You should do something then. Go camping with Tejan Lee.
I actually have a project in mind.
Fight a bear.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna trying to find 6
let's
people
go
who can
fight
stream Minecraft on the Xbox 360.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can do that. I'm
remember
not
you
sure
telling me
if
about
my
that.
schedule would sync up, but I'm capable of doing that.
We'll find out because I'm gonna be streaming. 6 different people will be streaming their own perspectives of the game, and it's gonna be awesome.
That's one of
excited.
the things I want to get from. I'm trying to get from my computer. It's on my list of things to get. I want to get a video capture card, so I want to play some video games and
Got to get
capture
the
video
Elgato
game footage.
HD, not the HD 60, the regular HD.
Yeah, agreed.
Especially if you want to
Wait, what's
stream
it
your old
called?
stuff.
It's called Elgato HD. Do not
Yeah.
get the HD 60 because the HD 60 does not do retro game capture.
The
Plus
Elgato
the
60.
original HD is it's like a deck of cards. I love it. Yep, great
No,
piece of
will
machinery.
So if the Elgato 60, not the HD version, will it
No,
still?
no.
No,
You got
no,
that
no.
backwards.
You want the HD, just not the HD 60.
Oh, not the HD.
You want the
60.
HD 60 is next gen only, or new gen,
Elgato
current stuff only.
Yeah,
HD 60.
HDMI only. That's what.
There's
goes
no
off of.
composite component adapter.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's the one that I saw on this recommendation. I was looking up some videos.
And it's
last
getting
night,
really
actually.
cheap too with the new one that's out.
Yeah, it was on sale on Amazon for like $120, I think, yesterday. It was really cheap.
I got mine for $190.
And this podcast is sponsored by Elgato.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome, but it's not really true. Elgato
no.
to us.
First sponsor is Elgato.
This podcast title should have an asterisk, like one whatever asterisk.
One whatever.
I don't know what number it is.
You know that one number. We'll get around to saying it sometime.
What episode is this?
I have no idea. I
Gosh,
lost
dang
track
it,
a long
guys.
time ago.
Shit, I had something else I was going to talk
It's
about.
episode HD 60. So don't buy this one.
You notice I stopped introducing the number at the beginning because like once we got
You stopped counting.
once we hit the triple digits, it's like I don't know what one
This
we are.
this is 111.
This could be 200. Let's treat this as 200.
Yeah,
This
you
is our
even got a
second
champagne
anniversary.
bottle.
Our second century.
Oh yeah, that was I going to talk about. I just found out that Minecraft on 360 no longer a 400 gamer score, and I'm kind of pissed because
Why?
it was on
What
my
is it?
perfect games list, and I only had 2. Now I have 2 again because I perfected Assassin's Creed 2. But fuck
Is
me,
it 600 now? Or
It's
something?
a
The
full
1,000.
out game.
Oh.
An achievement.
man. They basically copied the Xbox One achievements onto the 360.
Do you want to talk about that? You guys are now on iTunes now.
We
Do you
are.
think it's-
Yeah, we're on iTunes.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So go and
Actually,
Allegedly.
factually.
go and subscribe.
Allegedly, we have a link to it. It's not
Yeah, it
allegedly,
was.
we're
It's
totally
really
there.
nice. all the
Allegedly factually.
regular podcasts and also the 4 TFT talks that we've done are also up there as well.
So go there, subscribe, please.
And leave a rating. I did.
Preferably a
5
good
stars.
one. Just so we're all
You
clear.
leave a good rating, or Lozelda will come over to your house and kick your ass.
Yes, we talked that.
And she'll
also happened
humiliate
Twitter
you on her
today.
stream. So,
I will also do that. Yes.
She's gonna read
and
the
then just
bad
be like,
reviews on
"Well,
her stream.
username whatever, you're an asshole."
Yeah. Oh yeah. We can totally turn this into a thing. This would be great.
Just reading the random reviews.
It's like, here, this week's bad.
Make a parody of the Reading Rainbow. Make a parody of the Reading Rainbow theme song.
This weekhead's dickhead.
We could make it a regular slot on the podcast. Just
You know,
reading
I'd do that.
Oh
Like
my
if we
God, I
got
love that.
reviews and
There'd
we
be so
got
many.
the either messages sent in, just have a slot when we read out whatever sent. Tejan.
I'm gonna create so many fake
Tejan, no.
accounts and leave bad reviews.
You would, wouldn't you? God damn it!
I mean, he's got time to Photoshop himself.
To be
fighting
fair, he
a
did
bear.
that years ago, and that was only once.
Listen, I did that 5
So?
years ago. Just saying. I have gotten a little creative with Photoshop recently. We all know this.
Yes.
So
I will say though, the one with your heads replacing Gavin, very well done.
yes, the GIF. I made a GIF. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty damn good,
Stupid.
especially for just the
It's so
stupid little
But
joke.
what was it?
Like, it was
Yeah,
a good
what
amount of
was
work
it?
for the joke. I
I-
appreciated that.
I'll link to it, but I forget what the stream was. What was the joke? I forget.
I don't know. I do remember it involved. I can never say your name right. 27's in her
Captain
username,
Birdman.
Caro 27.
Caro
me?
27
Yeah.
Umi.
and she was involved. You guys are going back and forth, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Wait a minute, give me a few minutes."
No, I
Bam,
believe
there's
I
a
think it was
GIF.
Captain Birdman.
I think.
I don't know, but this would be the perfect time to transition into our spiel, since Tejan Lee's here and all.
Hey,
And
what's
we have
up?
reached the hour mark.
Thanks everybody for watching the TFT podcast. You can subscribe to us on the YouTubes. You can subscribe to TFT Productions and TFT Plays. That's our gaming play channels. And we're releasing new episodes of whatever weekly. We just released another episode of TFT Plays Castle Crashers, starring myself, Ray, Chaos Mana, and Captain Birdman. So go watch those out. They're kind of funny. Kind of sort of funny.
Not actually kind of funny. That username's
Trails,
trademark.
follow us on Twitter at the Forum Thread. You can like us on Facebook. You can find us on any what social media whatsoever. You can just subscribe to us on iTunes.
And
That's
on
a new
iTunes!
thing to add to the list.
Yes!
That's a thing.
Yes, it is.
That means we're legit. I think.
know.
Sort of.
I'm
I
getting a
think
direction
conveniently
just thinking
posted
about
the
it.
link to our.
Oh, I
Productions
need to
stuff
add that
in
as a new
the-
little
in the Twitch
block
chat.
to the actual Twitch description.
I wanted to say Ermagerd or on her turns.
Returns. Follow Farm Nerds.
Yeah.
Also on iTunes.
Wait, now you're pimping other people's stuff.
Subscribe to
That's
Lo
not
Zelda and all her good stuff on her YouTube channel. Jordan, do you have a thing?
I haven't done much lately. I've been working on a couple things. I'm working on something for Zach. Right now, it's kind of hitting an obstacle right now, but I will probably have it by next week, hopefully.
Zach, our Zach?
Yes, Zach Potter.
What is it?
Dude, I haven't talked to him
What the hell are
in
you working
weeks.
on?
But I've been working on a project for you guys. Hopefully, I can have my pilot episode out
yeah.
and show you guys soon.
Awesome.
So
That's awesome.
Hopefully, I'll get to that. You can follow me on Twitter, Jordan the Twit, and then Jordan the Twit 12 on Twitch, Ninja Spectre on the RT website, and I am also moderating for Elon Bluefire 132 on Twitch.
I'm really
so
sad
come
that
and
he
watch
did
his
this
streams.
stream of my favorite game series, all these streams, and then I didn't get to see them live.
Aw, you poor thing.
Literally been doing it all month. How have you not?
Yeah, it's literally called
I
Made Till
know.
Gear. May.
I almost
So,
bought those on
uh,
Xbox Live. I should have.
Oh, you should have.
They were $10 on Memorial Day. I should have.
But yeah, I'm moderating for Jen, so subscribe to her on Twitch.
Yeah, you should.
RT
It's
Lo
my-
Zelda.
Wait, do we have you moderating for us yet then?
No, I don't.
You're
Think
not
Well, we should
moderating
fix that
for
so you can
me.
moderate for everyone then.
I'm
I
also
think everybody has moderators.
Let's
I'm also,
fire Shadow
moderating-
and hire him instead.
I'm also moderating for
Don't
Geek
tell
Fried
Shadow
Rice
how.
whenever she decides to do its stuff.
I don't think he'll ever notice. He's never shown up to one.
And that is my spiel.
Beautiful.
Contribution from everybody else for my
That
spiel.
was a glorious,
Yeah,
glorious
it's
spiel.
gonna
this-
win an Oscar.
This teaching brought to you by Lobat Blue.
And
Oh,
the
that
the
just
unicorn
reminded me of a
horn,
joke
the
I was
beer horn.
supposed to
Okay,
make.
so is this
Yeah,
going to
it's
be
to say
like
the beer
the
con,
bringing
come on.
the whole podcast full
I
circle?
couldn't remember what it was called.
Start with the joke, end with the joke.
I don't remember what the...
You gotta start with it and with
No,
the
no, I was supposed to introduce
Oh.
Lo Zelda a different
So introduce
way.
her again.
I don't remember. It was like... No, because it was supposed to be like this, brought to you by... Oh, I don't remember. I was like a little too wasted by the time we got to that point. Space Pirate? Something about Space Pirate?
Oh, Space Pirate number 2. No, that was you missed that, man. That was
Yeah,
that was like
Space
2
Pirate
weeks
number
ago.
Yeah, okay, that was not last week. Oh, well, I just now remembered.
By the way,
okay.
T-shirt RTX. Yeah.
Fuck. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Get out.
And Gus.